Oops. Okay, hi there, welcome to a new video. This is I believe the third part of our Comic Jam series. So we're wrapping this whole thing up. We're going hard on the paint here. We're going to finish inking the hands, we're going to colour it, we're going to put some shading in there, and then we're going to letter it and put the credits on the work business. So here I am just refining the last two panels. I wasn't happy with the hands last time, so I've redrawn the hands, happier with them. I'm drawing the face of the last two panels to get something that I would hope to be sort of consistent across both panels. So yeah, that's what we're doing at the moment. Now, last video, whilst we're doing all this, I'll tell you about. I'll do a quick update on Windbreaker. So last video, I mentioned that I was about 20 pages into colouring. It's been a week, so where are we at now? Well, we've coloured all the pages. I've even redrawn a page because I found a few panels. I thought I can make that a little bit better. I can do something better with the geography of the room there, or the environment of the room. So I've redrawn a page and recoloured it, and we started lettering it, and we're about 10 pages into lettering. So this week's gone absolutely gangbusted in terms of like just sheer work produced, and I'm hopeful within the next couple of weeks we'll have the whole book done, lettered, coloured, the whole ready to go for a Kickstarter in the new year. We've got a front cover. We don't have a back cover, or we don't have inside art, although we have a concept for it, so I know what we want to do for the inside cover. It's just a case of creating it. Right, here's redrawing the page, and if you look in my rough pencils, you can see that I've defined the areas of the speech balloons. I was trying to think about where the speech balloons are going to go. Right now, where are we now? Right, this is Medibang, and we're using this to create gutters, to create a new comic layout, and I'm just literally just setting it to fit within the safe area of the comic page. Precise with the pixels. Also our spaces, and now we're just drawing lines. Draw a line, draw a line, draw a line, draw a line, and that will be our borders made. And then we can just hide the artwork, fill this in white, and then save it back out. Copy it back. This is all on an Android tablet right now. Load the file back, and we've got ourselves our gutters done. So now we'll just make sure our inks actually go to the edge of the panel. So this is on a layer underneath our gutters, and that's kind of important. There we go. We're just getting these things defined. When we're happy with that, we'll start slapping a few bit of colour in there. So yeah, now we'll start adding colour, and I'm adding just tones. I want to create a sense of good colour. What I want to do is really sort of sell that notion of not Jacques Cousteau, so red hat, blue shirt, that sort of thing. So I'm just making sure the lines are closed, and we're just filling in, we're finding gaps, and we're finding a good sort of skin tone. This will be fine. So we're working on a layer underneath the artwork. So if you think of a sandwich, top layer then you've got your inks, and underneath that you've got colours, and then there'll be a layer on top of the colours, but still under the inks, that will have sort of shading. We'll do that later. But right now I'm sort of getting this lake. The contour image in the first panel is sort of in greys, and this is going to be grey as well. It's sort of in keeping with Patrick's script. He sort of talks about sort of the grey dark waters of the lake. So also that means that any bug you put in there, you make it white, it just pops on that lake. So that's what we're doing here. I don't normally use an airbrush for shading, but I'm using it today for this. What I want to try and replicate is this sort of fall off effect that you see underwater photography, where anything that's after a certain distance is very dark. So anything's close is very light. So I'm sort of making a selection of the sea, literally just giving it some colour, a blast of black airbrush. I'm doing the same for the lake bed, and now I'm just adding tones in. I've selected colour, but I'm using it. I've sort of made the colour layer slightly translucent while I laid the tones in, so I can see where the lines are, because you've got black against dark, and so it's very hard to make out. This way it's easier. We're just adding a bit of variation to the barrel here, so now we're adding the metal iron strips, and then the gold coins, which we're hoping going to pop a little bit. So we'll do the same thing now. We've made it green. We're just making sure that we are colouring inside the lines, and that's a variation, and put a few highlights on the gold, and call that one done. Next panel with the skeleton. I'm sort of playing with ideas. I think in effect we'll end up having sort of greens and blues on these layers, and you can see I'm just building up something, building up some tone. And now we're going on top of that with like greys, and give us some shadows. Skeleton, sort of a greenish colour. I was thinking about like bleached white bones, but through greenish like water. I think they'll take on a green tone. Give some highlights. We'll do the lake bed, the sand, the silt, or whatever it is, the mud, I suppose. Give that a bit of tone. So we're filling in using anti-aliasing, so it should. We don't get what we don't want is that sort of halo effect where it tries to fade out. So we're using anti-alias fill here. Oh, I made a mistake. I was on the wrong layer. And that can happen sometimes. You're filling something. You work on a line art layer, then you go back to fill, and you forget to switch back to your color layer, and suddenly you've got problems. So yeah, yellow, go green water, dark rock. We're just putting tones in right now. Definitely want this to look like a fish. What I'm trying to go for is that sort of striped top that you'd get with something like a mackerel or a fish like that, and put some highlights in. We need to put the searchlight. Oh, those stripes. There's the eyes. Yeah, stripes on a fish. I don't know if that worked particularly well, but I think it makes it more interesting for certain. We're going to put a layer on top of that, I think, in a bit. Oh no, we're not. We're making the water recede. We're giving some depth to the water, which I think actually works rather well. And then we put in the bubbles, the fan, the motor. Okay, here's our searchlight, which is just a layer with a bit on there. And then we're starting on the benefactor, closing in the fill lines, and we're going to give him a green suit and a purple tie. It's a little bit more visually interesting than, say, a blue suit or a tan suit. It also makes him slightly evil, because like characters like Joker and the Riddler, they always wear like greens and purples. So that's how we're just throwing some things. And there's this part. This one's done. And then I suppose now this comic jam piece is done. Back to lettering on Windbreaker, which is going great. As I mentioned, very happy with how it's coming along. It's funny, you make a page of artwork and sequentially it works great and it looks good, but then when you put some text and some dialogue on there, wow, it really does suddenly pull the page together. Suddenly it looks just so much better when you here we go. Multiply layer with a bit of purple gives you an instant shadow layer. Top tip there, everyone. Instant shadows. Just add purple in a multiply. Literally just drawing lines and filling them in to create based on where the light's coming from. Real simple stuff. And once this is done, we're switching to Krita. Let's switch to Krita now. Hey, right, here's Krita. I'm grabbing the script. I'm literally just copying the script, the dialogue, into a new vector layer. I'm selecting a font that I am currently favouring for the dialogue, and we're just going to lay the text out using our pencils. If you remember, we did the pencils, and when we did the pencils, we worked out where we're going to put the balloons. So in a second, I'll bring up the pencil lines as soon as I've finished. As soon as I've finished sort of getting all the text, there you go. You can see our balloon shapes, and so now we're just formatting the text. Krita's got an issue where if you look at it the actual size you want it to, it's really hard to see it in the dialogue, in the box, the text box there. So you have to work large and then remember to shrink everything down afterwards, which can sometimes be a problem. This is a fun jam piece, and recent sort of work on windbreaker lettering has been real fun. So it's great to see sort of letters or lettering sort of really pull a page together, really sort of tie a page up and sort of really make it sing, make it dance. Yeah, this is where we hit a problem. The dialogue is just a bit too much dialogue for what we put in, and we end up losing like a lot of the arm, and suddenly it looks a bit weird. There's not much we can do but trim the text just a little bit. So that's exactly what we did. Well, that's exactly what I will do. Right, but forward to that, let's make the bubbles, and the bubbles are just circles in a new vector layer, and they can be any colour because we'll change them later. Boxes are in their own separate layer. We change those up at the same time. Now we are just aligning the text and making tails. We're making sure that we're just using shapes. I don't want the outlines on this. I just want the shapes. Yeah. There we go. So we're just doing some connectors and some shapes and make sure the tails are in the correct layer. We're going to adjust the curve of the tails now, and once we've done that, that's not many. Once we've done that, we'll put a layer effect on that balloon layer to give putting a stroke around everything. Let's do this first. So this is a tail for the balloon that's off panel. And now we can. Now we're doing it now. Yeah, we're doing it now. A stroke on the outside, and we're pretty much. This page is pretty much done. But the last thing we're going to do is add like a bit of a credits thing. But yeah, that's just a bit of text, and we're going to put it where the conference table is. So yeah, this is wrapping up now. This has been a 3-part process. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you found it entertaining in some way. If you like this, like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Next video is going to be an unboxing video, so that could be fun. So if you join me for that, that'd be great. I'll see you there. In the meantime, take care, and we'll see you later. Alright, bye now.